guys like you calling all of them.
Just bouncing around, figuring out which one is it tonight. It's always a lot of fun in the month of November.
Good block by Yate Vaughn.
Actually pulled down by Nguyen. And on the other end, tries to make it count and will. Nguyen on both ends of the floor, making a difference for Virginia. Just another look at that three just a moment ago from Nguyen.
Again, Johnson with the penetration, draws the defense.
Well, and I go back to your point about the experience. Yes, it's going to show up as a first year on the roster, but so much international experience, and you can see it once again as she comes away with the takeaway. When all was said and done at the end of the year, it's the reason, even though they qualified for a postseason berth, they had to say, no thanks, we don't have enough bodies to play.
How do you coach with 8 players? You can't scrimmage, you can't do anything 5-on-5.
You're talking about injuries starting to stack up a little bit again here. The real question for Virginia is, when will they have everyone healthy? 3-ball. Well, if you get contributions from new faces, the 3-ball again.
Here's that ball screen, draw the defense, nobody in the zone to pick up Johnson in the corner. Vaughn is kind of set, kick to Johnson in the corner, and now Johnson has that confidence after making that 15-footer earlier.
Grew up a Virginia fan. Johnson, at one point, a ball girl here. John Paul Jones Arena. Be able to come in, participate on that floor in those colors where you were, a ball girl at one time.
Storybook. Storybook stuff.
It really is something you do not. The local talent that is on this roster, one of the reasons that they have been in a position to sense the energy around this program from the community. Long three. This one going to be knocked down.
1 3 last year. She's made 2 here in the first 12 minutes of the second game of the year.
Leicester already having what a sequence this has been. Kind of wade into the career here, because it is the first night under the bright lights, with the emphasis and so much of it on the future. And a nice job answering on the other end of the floor.
At 15 against Georgetown on Monday night.
Back out top, Johnson says, why not? Everything else is falling. That will as well. Another 3-ball for Kymora Johnson.
Shoot, got good range, hand in her face, no problem. About what this team is going to do in league play.
Has over 200 wins to his credit, at the helm of the program leader in coaching victories. You saw him on Casey Monroe Gaskins, who is a Hawks Hall of Famer, a part of the staff, as well as Amber Elliott, who has joined the staff as an assistant this year, trying to use all the experience of this group.
High school. Had a pretty good player there by the name of Alonzo Mourning.
That's a familiar name, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the paint, another whistle. Maryland Eastern Shore.
Yeah, let's get the shortest play on the floor, block shot.
Why not? Remember, and there it is, another takeaway for UVA. Remember, this Cavs team trailed 6-0 when the first timeout was taken by Coach Mox. Vaughn tried to translate it into something offensive. Opts to put it in the hands of Haynes. Takes it herself and tickles the twine with a 3-ball. Talk about hometown products, as at home as if it was Philly there with a shot like that. You talked about it, nearly 20 in her opener.
Very comfortable in her role coming in here.
Was a top 50 recruit. You could talk so much about what she brings to the table defensively. How about this?
What good job not fouling right there. Getting the critical time for Maryland Eastern Shore. They've got to keep scoring to hang in this game. Virginia's starting to find a little rhythm on the offensive end.
Going to come back to Brown again. She weaves through and gives nice touch
to Kymora Johnson from stab. Getting a lot to the table on both ends of the floor.
Immediate shot that was not to be. Take a little bit of time to see that in full because of the injuries, but there's an excitement around the way this team, the pace with which this team will.
Resetting, calling a set play here, double high ball screen, high-low look.
And there's a 3 from McGhee to complete it with just over a minute to play.
The Hawks hanging around.
There's the grad transfer from William and Mary. Has it taken away. Dish to Smith. defense to offense you were talking about.
There's Vaughn in the gap, does a nice job. And watch the spacing this time. A little bit more room creates the wide open layup.
4 players unable to go, including McLean. Yes, the depth is going to be there, and yes, there will be a full 14 for Virginia.
And of course, she had 18 in the exhibition game, coming off a ball screen again.
As a part of this week's coverage of the ACC.
Camryn Taylor takes a little rest. She's only 2 for 10, but she's almost got a double-double already.
Backcourt experience she brings important. You know, and she was a player coach as she and the Hawks go on the run here, try to build upon that last trip down the floor, and will do so. At a clip of 25 and 26% from the field, respectively. Virginia better from beyond the arc than overall, and those 7 threes have made a major difference for the Hoos tonight. On the run, McGhee able to get things in order and lay this home. She'll look for a little more.
Beautiful play right there through the contact.
A springboard for Virginia as well, particularly when, as you said, they're trying to put together the right combinations early in this season. And speaking of, here is Johnson coming up the floor with it to McGhee, and on cue, they work together for the 3-ball as it's knocked down by McGhee. Coach
Olivia McGhee, after a really nice play in transition, says the next 4 years are those 2 freshmen going to combine for a basket.
And there it is. You heard just how the fan base reacted for the 2 local players. This will quiet things momentarily.
Bannerman, we talked about how she can really shoot the ball. The transfer from Maryland.
As Bannerman hits her first 3 of the night. She has 5 for the Hawks. Coach, when you think about it, is a couple of departures that they dealt with as well. Miller, Valladay, and what so many of these new faces. Kymora Johnson, a strong night for a first year. They are stepping up in the absence of some of Virginia's key contributors due to injury. And that's a beauty for Maryland Eastern Shore when they needed an answer. The Hawks
defenders were in the left hand, and there's the penetration that Coach Batchelor said. If we don't penetrate it, and right away battling down low, beating and banging with Cam Taylor.
Comes inside, Taylor turns around, and there it is.
Would go through contact. Watch this post up. Deep, down low, rolls off of the pressure. She feels where the defense was and lays it up.
Is going to be whistled for the foul on the Virginia side of things here. Comes into Sewell. She'll take a 3. Too strong. Back inside. Taylor able to work around everybody. There it is again. Eastern Shore at arm's length. They're back close.
The post up, splits the double team, feels where the defense is, and finishes it. Huge nights in ACC play.
What you expected when you highlighted Cam Taylor in the open, the one major returner for Virginia in the lineup tonight. Snapshots of just what she can be in the scrimmage for Virginia. So in the exhibition, 18. Here when it matters on opening night, 14 to lead everybody. And she's going to try to make it 16 right now, and will. Another basket for Cam Taylor.
And here again, knowing where the defense.
On the ACC network, you can also access it with the ESPN app. In the heart of that Virginia defense worked her way into double figures for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Yeah, you can see the talent. She is going to be a force in the league.
Inside to Taylor. Eclipsed that point total from the exhibition. Give her 20. Matching the jersey number and still fighting for every possession for UVA. Out to Gillian. Gillian, who's going to provide some versatility this year. She won't be able to do much here, as that was anticipated by Brown, who picks up the block. Out front to Johnson. Now here is Jillian Brown. Some of those numbers beginning to climb up a bit, but you said it. There's going to be a variety to pull from when they dissect this game. But the one thing that Virginia will no doubt take away is so many different contributors. And here's the latest of those contributions from the Northwestern transfer, Jillian Brown.
Little change of speed, and then the wherewithal to know where the defenders were.
Because of her hometown status, to work into this gym. Coming off a solid opening night, will hold on to it as Virginia puts the finishing touches on a 76-52 win over the Hawks of Maryland Eastern Shore.